Good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Maurice Jr. If you are new here, in this channel, what we pretty much do is help people stay or find their confidence and motivation to stay connected to their dreams and goals. Today, we have a former student of mine back at the University of Chicago Charter School. I actually did not have the opportunity to teach him. However, we crossed paths several times, no matter if it's in the hallway, him being in my advisory, different things of that nature. He was very, very laid back, cool, calm, collected all the time. But I definitely wanted to reach out to him because he is actually doing some amazing things, no matter if he's, you know, asking people to venture out and be entrepreneurs, challenge people to be their own bosses, no matter if he's asking individuals to meditate, no matter if he's coaching people on their overall health, no matter when it comes to working out. But that's enough for me. Isaiah, do you mind just telling everyone who you are, kind of what you have going on just a little bit, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, so first off, I would like to let Mr. Thomas know how grateful I am for him, giving me this opportunity to voice myself and be here. And I would like to thank everybody who's watching. And my name is Isaiah. I went to the University of Chicago. I graduated from there. After high school, I started getting into real estate, so it was something about real estate
Hmm.
that just got to me. So I started getting into real estate. I kind of got out of real estate because I felt like it wasn't really for me, It was really just an experiment.
It
And
was
now
very
I'm in
much.
ecom. So right now I actually have my own digital marketing consulting company, and I also have my own e-commerce store where I sell phone cases. And
Absolutely.
I'm the property manager of a building of a two flat in Bronzeville. So yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I got my hands in right now. Yes.
I love it. I love it. We're going to have to circle back when we do our piece on financial literacy and what it means. Um, so success is defined by individuals at different levels in life. They have different definitions of success. Where you at right now in life with everything you have going on, knowing, your different experiences up until now, how do you define success as it relates to your life right now?
um I define success as to right now
Hmm.
in terms of like what I do in the moment. I'm real big on setting a goal and hitting my target.
Hmm.
So if I can go to sleep every night knowing that I did everything I could to get me where I need to be in the future, then
Hmm.
that's it right there. That's all I can go off of. So that
Absolutely.
would be success in terms of right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I want to unpack that. I want to unpack that just a bit before we dive into your 10 rules for success. Um, where did you develop this skill set, or where did you have that mind shift of one, I actually want to be my own boss, I want to blaze my own path? Why didn't you take on what everyone was projecting at UCW, furthermore, as college?
Um, okay, so my junior year, something kind of really shifted in me. I came across a book, I'm
Uh-huh.
real big on books,
Hmm.
and ever since then I started reading a lot. Reading became a habit for me. In my senior year, I was actually going to go to the University of Arizona so that I could pursue astrobiology because I love space and stuff too. Then
Hmm.
I was reading an article one day, and it gave me the statistics of that college like projects like on the
Yeah.
world and stuff like that. And I was like, what? And then that's when I went back and I looked at how much University of Arizona was going to charge me. And at the time, my grandmother had some money put up for me to go to college. And
Yes.
I was like, oh, I'm not about to, you know, go to this university for 4 years and then have
Hmm.
to pay $200,000 plus interest, and then this is the only debt I can't file bankruptcy on.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I kind of want to take my time on that. So
Absolutely.
at that point right there, I don't know. It's like when I was reading that article and I saw that number on debt, that threw me all off about college. Like,
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a
that's when
great
I
call out.
felt like.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
call out. Great call
yeah,
out, man. Especially catching that the expenses of what it's gonna cost you for a 4-year degree with out of state tuition there, with those fees and different things of that nature. That's a great call out. It sounds like someone in your family play a important piece on your values, your norms, and your beliefs. And the reason why I say that is because you don't see too many people at an early age between 18 and 24 understanding the value of one, financial literacy, and two, understanding the value of relationships. Within your
right.
circle right now, when it comes to relationships, who do you take advice from?
I take advice from two business friends that I met. I
Mm,
remember it was one day, once I started gathering all this knowledge, it came to me one day and I was like, okay, as I'm getting it up here, I'm like, now I have to actually be around these people. And when I went out to my first networking event, I was so damn nervous. I was nervous.
mm-hmm,
And these two young couple, they 23 years, they were 23 years old at the time.
mm-hmm,
They came up to me and they kind of like guided me a little bit. They gave me their business cards and they
mm-hmm.
pretty much took me under their wing. And I've seen their growth. Their growth has been exponential since that time. And I would say that was about like a year and a half ago. And as of right now, they've raised over $1 million in capital.
Nice.
They own over 5 companies.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the highest people in terms of business that I like got in my reach. So if I do
Absolutely.
have to ask somebody, I will ask. Or I'll go on Fiverr. I think that's how you pronounce it. Fiverr. It's a
Yeah.
virtual assistant website.
Uh-huh.
Are you familiar with that? I'll go on there and like if I'm having any troubles with my marketing or anything like that, I'll
Yeah.
just contact somebody on there or go on LinkedIn and just reach out to somebody.
Absolutely. 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 For a second, I was thinking you was thinking about like Fiverr.com and different things of that nature. Um, but
Yeah,
long.
Fiverr. Yeah, Fiverr. That's
Hmm. So yeah, great call out. Great call out. And I want to revisit that later on because I know you're gonna dive into your first rule there. I want to visit the importance of attending network events, especially events that's in the industry that you actually belong in. So I actually want to revisit that later on there. But your first rule of success. Go ahead, tell me about it.
I would say figure out the one thing that you want to grow in terms of like a career.
Mm-hmm.
So the one reason why I say that is because I've heard it from a lot of people in business that are of power, and not only that, I can say that because of my own experience. So, like when I first started out, like right when I was getting into real estate, before I jumped into the real estate field, I was like, hey, I want to do real estate. I want to start buying stocks. I want to start
Yeah,
getting into ecom.
yeah.
After a while, it's like my my effectiveness was very low, in terms of
Uh,
those three things because my energy was shifted everywhere. But when I made that decision today to say, hey, I'm just gonna focus on ecom, focus on my store.
hmm.
Ever since that day, my results have like went through the roof because it's the one thing I'm focused on.
Now that's a great call out
So
because I'll say this. Here's the reason why. I was interviewing uh prophetess Juanita Cosper, somebody back from my high school, and uh, uh, she threw out a success rule that relates to being a jack of all trades. And I kind of pushed back on it by saying, if you're the jack of all trades, you never master anything. You don't have
exactly.
yeah, you don't have your specific niche down pat, and you still trying to figure things out. But with this one, figure out the one goal as it relates to your career. I think that's mission critical, especially like you said, Maurice. I have 3 different businesses. I have my e-commerce, I have my real estate, and different things of that nature. But when I actually sat back and understood who I was and what I want to do, I actually took 100% and focused on my e-commerce business. And the fact that you ain't go 90%, you ain't go 80%. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of
Hmm.
business people who are putting 80% of their time in this endeavor and 20% of this time in this endeavor, or however they divvy their time, they're actually losing. Um, I don't want to say traction, but they're not. they're not top 10 or top 20 in their industry. And I think that if you was to focus on one specific entity, or like you said, that one business entity, when it comes to your e-commerce, it has grown so much. And I'm really excited to hear that. So number one, like you said, figure out the one goal as it relates to your as it relates to your career. And not only that, that should be your why for life, because it helps you define where you need to go, different things of that nature. All right, tell me more. What's number two?
Mhm. Number two, I would say keep a journal. And the main reason why I say keep a journal is just because it's simply like one is simply emulating what successful people do. And I know a lot of successful people is whether you make billions or millions, or whether in the upper middle class, whatever. I just know every person of success, I feel like they keep some form of a journal. Whether
Yep.
somebody have a small little journal, or whether somebody just say, hey, I write my iPhone with a little note section. So
Yep.
I feel like everybody should have that in some sort of way. And one way that has helped me is I started like really taking that serious, like maybe a year and a half ago. And like
Uh-huh.
it's crazy because like a week ago I was looking at all my journals, and I was looking, and I was like, wow, I was like, that's that's how I was thinking back then. Like
Yeah.
it's just when you can track your progress, and for you to look back and see how far you came. So that's
Uh-huh.
why I would say keep a journal.
Yeah.
And you
Nice.
never know what might come to your mind. You never know what might come to you. Jot it down
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
So
I was looking over here
yeah.
at my bookshelf, and usually my bookshelf used to be right here to the right, but I actually needed this direct sunlight from my vitamin D. Pause. So long story short, I'm not sure if you read Miss Moore's book, Asada Moore. Her book is I think it's called Get Your Shit Together, but she actually mentions
Get your shit
having a,
together.
yeah. Let me double check here. Give me a second.
That,
Yeah. So her book is Get Your Shit Together. A guide to get
okay.
it's a guide to get your mind credit right, and it's something like you always talk about, getting your mind right, which I'm pretty sure you may cover
Okay.
when it comes to meditation. But she actually has as you go through the book and you read through it, at the end of each chapter, she has some tangible goals that you will actually need to do in order to ascend to that next level. And specifically within the book, she actually mentions a journal. And the reason why that stood out was because my first experience with at the time, Shane Evans was the now he wasn't a director, but he was the I forgot his role, but he was kind of like he was like the CEO of the university. But I forgot his formal
Okay.
title, but he was the first person that I saw have a journal. But what I noticed that in my direct contact with Asada, Asada will
Mhm.
actually have a journal, and the times that she did not have a journal, she would actually have her phone out. So anytime she was talking to you, she was always taking notes. And then every single time she would come to my classroom to help me, she would be coaching me. And the gems that she would leave with me, I can apply it to outside of my life. I mean, not outside of life, but outside of my classroom. I could apply those principles to my regular life, and that's how I was able to ascend to the next level. But a lot of people didn't know that Asada was a millionaire, and teaching and different things of that nature. She was already a millionaire. She has so many
Mhm.
assets. No matter if it come to her properties, no matter if she was investing, and if you follow on any social media, you can attest to the different things that she's involved in. But that's a great point. Keeping a journal, man, that's mission critical, man, because you can always go back and do things. Right here in front of me, um, I have different journals myself. I have
Mhm.
it's something that I have adopted. So I have my journals here. I actually taken one with our conversation. So I have so
Nice.
many. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I get what you're saying. As you guys would say, like you younger guys, all cap. Nah, we ain't capping, man. We definitely ain't. So tell me more.
Mm-mm.
Tell me more. What's
Mm-mm.
number three?
Make time for your health, friends, and loved ones.
Ooh.
And the reason why I say that is because the end goal in life is not to grind. Most people, they mind to me is just programmed on grinding, chasing money. That's not the end goal. That's just the tool that you get to get the end goal. So at the end of the day, you hustling and grinding so much. What if the world is the next day or something like that? Like, what about your loved ones? I feel like if we take time to really prioritize for that, I feel like we'll be more effective going back in like to the grind when it comes to like business or whatever you're doing. You
Yeah,
know, it just I feel like it mainly
no,
contributes to happiness in a way.
got that. I was actually gonna say that happiness. Um, Someone started off their top 10 rules with happiness, which I think was Miss John Quest. Miss John Quest, my high school teacher, started off saying, no, yeah, happiness as it relates to relationships and value is very much similar to what you're saying. If you making time for your friends, your family, and most importantly for yourself when it comes to self-care and your overall health, you'll be more successful in life as it relates to having value when it comes to different people and having relationships. So for example, although me and you don't speak, I can reach out to you knowing that we had a relationship back in at UCW, an informal relationship, because I was never your teacher, but at the same time, crossing paths with you, different things on nature, I was able to stop, pick your brain on something. If I noticed that, hey man, you seem kind of off today, man. I don't like that type of energy you putting out. Your vibrations off. Tell me what's going on, and you'll be more open to
Mm-hmm.
sharing that. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of value, like
Mm-hmm.
you said, sharing that information, bringing value to individuals. That all correlates to making time for your family, your friends, and your loved ones. That way you can contribute to society as a whole. Great call out. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. So number one, figure out the
Yeah.
one goal as it relates to your career. Number two, keep a journal.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, make times for your family and friends. And most importantly, your health, especially when it comes to that self-care. All right, tell me more. What's number four?
Invest into a stock index company.
Mm,
I would say invest into a stock index company because that's one of the most simplest ways of investing where you can retire. Most people want to be a millionaire, or you can retire financially free. There was actually because I'm reading this book right now by Tony Robbins. I don't know if you read it before. It's right here. You seen this before?
I've seen it before, but
And
I
he's
haven't read
talking
it.
about he's pretty much talking about the power of index funds, and he gave an example of this guy. He was working for UPS his entire life, but just off him taking a small percentage of his income every month,
Hmm.
consistently, I think for maybe 40 years, he
Hmm.
retired with $70 million. That's
Hmm.
all taking a small percentage of his money every month and putting it into an index company. So
Absolutely.
buy an index company. And the reason why I say buy into an index company, and the reason why I say that is because it shows diversification. And if you know
Uh-huh.
stocks, you know how important diversification is, you know.
Hmm.
And another reason why I say invest into index companies because index companies they level with the market, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of mutual fund companies they try to beat the market, you know, and 96% of mutual fund companies do not beat the market.
Yep.
So in the end, you end up losing a bunch of money due to fees and a lot of stuff that they don't tell us about, you know. But an
Absolutely.
index fund, it grows
Mhm.
tax free. You know, you can make small. But if you're watching this, imagine if you started right now today. You know
Mhm.
how much money that'll be. You won't have to do nothing else. But if you invest a certain amount, small amount
Yeah.
every month to your index to
Yeah.
the index company,
Two
it'll
questions.
really pay off in the end. Yeah.
Absolutely. Great call out. Two questions, Isaiah. Number one, um, we know for the individuals who are aspiring to be financially free, where they don't have to worry about, working different things of that nature and kind of pretty much retire. They don't want to be on the system. We know that three types of ways to actually get us there, no matter if you're having your own business, no matter if you have stocks, or no matter if you have properties. But you have all three. You have all three because you understand the value, and it sounds like you understand compound interest. One thing you did not touch on is
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to investing into stock index funds, do you know the percentage, the minimum percentage of the yearly return rate? I think it's around 8%. Am I correct? Anywhere between 8 to
Yep.
12%?
Yep. It's eight. Yep. It's any. I really want to say seven, but I'm gonna take my bet and I'm gonna say eight. I know
About
it's 7 or
8%?
8, but I'll say it's
Yeah,
anywhere. Yep. Anywhere from 8 to 12. So yep, that's a good
absolutely.
point. Thank you for pointing that out.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, that was a great point. You touched on every single thing as it relates to the actual fund investing. No matter,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people think you got to have a lot of money to do it. There's so many apps out there that make it easy to actually do that kind of stuff. No matter if it's Acorns, Robinhood, what is it, M1 Finance. There's so many apps out there you can actually get going. And I'm pretty sure you probably got a Robinhood account, so we'll make sure we put your affiliate link in the description in case anyone wants to, get started today. Because even if they
Right.
do get started, as soon as they put their information in, you get a free stock, and that individual get a free stock as well. So from there, then they can start getting a feel for, okay, this stock costs this and different things of that nature. Because last year I actually started my own portfolio in Robinhood, and of that
Mm-hmm.
portfolio, I grew it to about, I think I started off with about a $200 portfolio. And every 2 weeks, I was just buying into stocks. I was putting about $50 in there every time I got paid, or anytime I got a bonus or anything of that nature. And I grew it to around about $1,700 in about 8 months, 8, 9 months. But
Ooh.
this what made me back out. So what happened was, I'm very similar to you. I actually have a business. I actually have a Fundrise account. If you're familiar with Fundrise, it's basically a REIT, where it's people, you invest your money, they go out and find properties, and they give you a return on your money. So that one I
Okay.
started with a $500 initial investment. But the point is, I digress. Point is, of my returns, because I'm a dividend investor, of those returns, I received so many tax documents because I was receiving dividend payouts, and I was making so much money that I had to pay taxes on everything that had appreciation. So at that point, I'm like, ah, man,
Right.
I wasn't prepared for it to pay all the taxes on all the money that I had made. So I dumped everything. I was like, forget this. I dumped everything,
All
and
right.
true enough, as soon as I dumped everything, that's when COVID hit. So it was like right on time, man. So I ain't lose no money. So I'm up.
Mm-hmm.
If I show my Robinhood account, I'm up probably about $1,600 max. But I did go
Okay.
back and hurry up and buy into Tesla before the stock split. So I did
Oh
go back
yeah.
and do that. But the reason why I say that is the stock index fund, that's mission critical for your success. And I love how you actually tied it into being a millionaire. A lot of people aspire to be millionaire or just financially independent so they can retire early, especially with the FIRE movement. Financially independent, retire early is what the acronym FIRE stand for. But like you said, one of those three assets, no matter if you're doing real estate, buying property, no matter if you're in stocks or if you have businesses. One of the three would definitely get you there. But if you got all three of them, it actually puts you in another tax bracket. And people don't understand that when you have business and you're bringing value, like you said, going back to making time for your family and friends, if you're actually bringing value, I'll give you an example. Amazon. A lot of people be like, Amazon didn't pay taxes. Amazon, Jeff, he's creating so many jobs that why would we ask him to pay an enormous amount where he's bringing value to society? He's giving people opportunities to actually be employed. Not only that, people can go on Amazon and sell their own products with drop shipping and different things of that nature. So I understand it, but a lot of people don't understand it. When you a blue collar
They
individual,
don't.
when you're a blue collar individual, you honestly think that I did that at UCW. I never missed a day of work. No one ever said, you know what, Morris, you haven't missed a day of work. Let me give you a bonus for being on time and doing this and that. But nah, and the reason why I bring it up is because you programmed to be a worker. If you go through school and we ain't gonna go down that road. But like you said, that's why you ain't want to go
Yeah,
to
yeah,
college,
yeah.
different things of that nature. But I digress. Invest into a stock index fund. You're guaranteed to get an 8% return year after year on your money that you invest. And if you know anything or walk away from this, reach out to Isaiah to actually have a conversation around compound interest if you need some more direction on that. But okay, number 5.
Mhm. Cash trends. I would say you have to catch trends. Like any person that got rich or anything like that, Mark Zuckerberg, who else? Just a whole bunch of people. I can't. There's so many, Mr. Thomas, and too. I can't even name them right now.
Yeah.
But you have to be able to catch trends, and if you can catch trends, then that means you'll have a bigger slice of the pie. When
Mhm.
everything starts really like,
Catch
going
trends in
into
which
how it's going,
industry as it
go.
relates to
So
what? Catch trends in what's
Um,
industry as it relates to what. So for example, I think the hot trend right now is I don't know, let's say streaming music.
econ.
If yeah, if people are like artists, it's hard for them to even put out some music or anything of that nature because streaming is the next big thing. So are you saying
Right.
like for individuals who want to put out music or like you said, e-commerce and different things of that nature, why focus your industry or excuse me, your energy into those industries? And why is it
I
important
would
for trends?
say for econ.
Yeah, just e-com. Yeah, use that example. I mean, use that industry as your example, but understand, let me know or explain how you actually, why is it important to understand trends in the e-com industry?
It's important to understand trends in the e-com industry because I don't want to be selling a
Mm,
product and I'm already like a month or so late, and it's actually websites where I can go on myself where I can actually steal data legally from a competitor's website. And it's
uh-huh.
actually websites that you can go on that will tell you about trends that are actually going on today. So if I can catch a trend like before this product is hot, like 'cause I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of people, and it may in you too, Mr. Thomas, where we can name something that people are gonna buy back to back, maybe within the next 3 to 4 months. If we
Yeah,
if we all took some time to think about it, we can name some stuff. And if I was
absolutely.
to think about that right now, and I'm already, and I like put that 1 foot forward, and I get started on it right now, you
Yeah.
know how much money I'm gonna start making, opposed to the person that starts
Hmm.
thinking about it when it's that time to do it.
Yeah,
So that's what I would. That's how I would
absolutely.
say catching trends correlates to econ. You know.
Absolutely. Great example. I love it. I love it. Catch trends. That's mission critical, especially in the e-commerce business. You have to be ahead and
Mm.
understand. So for example, if I was to go and purchase a kite right now, what kites are in demand, certain types of kites or understanding the weather or all that kind of good stuff as it relates to different true enough, people's not buying kites right now in the Midwest because of the climate's going to change here. It's fall. But if I'm down here in Georgia, like how I am, the average weather is around 85 degrees still. It'll still be kite
Mhm.
season here. So being ahead of trends and understanding the industry is mission critical. Great call out. Great call out. Number six.
I would say read 4 to 5 books a month
Yeah,
because if you read 4 to 5 books, the average CEO in America reads 54 books a month. So if you can read 4 to 5 books a month, then I feel like you're on the right path. And
absolutely.
the average worker, I think, reads 1 to 2 books a year. So
Yep.
I'm not saying you have to, but just doing a analysis of like the successful person opposed to the unsuccessful person, the successful people read more.
It's a
So
must.
if you
It's
want
a
to figure out
must.
how much you should read, yeah, 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 man. And I'm just big on books too.
Yeah,
So I would say read 4 to 5 books a month because if you read 4 to 5 books a month, yeah, man, you're gonna get there. You're gonna get
absolutely.
there. So
Great
that's
call
what I
out.
would
Great
say.
call out. So for me personally, I love that point and that 10 rules for success. I mean that rule for success is because I read 2 books a month. Um, and what people don't understand, you don't necessarily have to sit down and read the book. You can actually download the Audible and listen to it, as you commute to wherever you're going. If you're walking to the kitchen, if you're washing dishes, you can listen to the audio in about 5 to 10 minutes. When that stuff elapsed, you didn't read a whole book in a matter. You didn't necessarily read it. Someone's reading it to you, but still, you're still getting those seeds planted in your mind, especially when you're focused on ascending to that next level. It has to be a must because if it's a want, a lot of people want to do a lot of things. A lot of people want to be successful, but when it comes to them actually carrying out some kind of action or setting tangible goals, like you said earlier, it's hard for them to do that. So if you're reading a book and you're understanding just yourself and who you are, like you said, it's easier to find an author or an industry that works best for you, like you said, making sure that you figure out one goal as it relates to your career. And that's mission critical, man. And you got to be reading books. You have to, especially
You
that.
have
And
to.
that's why I said I want to revisit that networking piece. I think this might be a good time to visit that
Yes.
networking piece. So if you're not reading a book, you have to be around people who are in your industry and people who are doing it, no matter if it's a meetup. I guarantee people, if someone was like a book club, people meet up for book clubs, people meet up for real estate, um, different people who is in real estate, no matter if they wholesaling, real estate agents, they all have their own conferences. There's all type of conferences going on. Why is it important to attend
Mhm.
network events though, overall though, in your opinion?
You have to attend networking events, man. You have to. And one thing I noticed, whenever I read a lot, I don't really network a lot
Mm,
too much. But whenever I network a lot, I don't really read too much. So I'm just putting that out because that's like that ties into what you just said. You said that you aren't like actively reading books, and you need to be networking, And if you know you ain't networking, you need to pick up a book, because you need to be constantly learning all
yeah,
the time. And the
absolutely.
reason why I say networking is very important is because I remember I used to go to networking events, right? When
Mm,
I got out geeked, I'm like, okay, I'm learning all this stuff. Like, I need to be around these people. I used to go to networking events just talking to people.
mm,
But I haven't been able to go to any due to COVID. But
yeah,
now, how I'm thinking right now, if I go
yeah,
back to a networking event, the only thing that I'm in that networking event doing is asking, how can I help you? And how
yeah,
can you help me? Now, I'm not going to ask it just like that, but that should be the main focus. And when you go to a networking event, try not to talk too much. Try
yeah,
not to talk too much. Be the person that's more silent and asking questions.
yeah,
So networking is very important, man, because one networking event can lead down to so much other stuff. Like how I told you, I went to that one networking event. I met that couple that's in
mm-hmm,
business.
mm-hmm,
Just by me doing that, that opened up so many more doors for me. It was like a domino effect. And then I just knew people. So people who I was talking to on a regular basis were people of business. And
mm-hmm.
that's what helps me right now.
Absolutely,
So networking is very important. Who you know. And honestly, I would say who you know is more important than what you read than reading.
absolutely. Who
I
you
would
who?
say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely like your net worth is your net worth. Like yeah, whoever you
As Grant
around.
Cardone said,
Yep. Your net worth is your net worth. So let me ask you this before we move on and go to the number 7 there. Um, you said something that stood out to me. When you meet someone or when you're in a networking event, you pretty much lead the conversation or your elevator pitch by saying, "Hey, how can I bring value to you, or how can I service you?" Why is it important to understand the type of value that you're bringing to individuals?
you have to understand the value that you're bringing to somebody because if anything, it's like you don't even know these people, and it's like most likely they don't need you.
Yeah.
And that's why, and I don't mean to change subjects a little bit. That's why I
No, go ahead.
love that I've been gaining the digital marketing skill
Uh
because
huh.
when I go to business events, I have a skill that I can offer. I'm of value to them. So when you're of value to people, man, you're gonna go way far because most people they see people that's where they want to be and they just go around them and they feel like that's okay. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all right, but don't you think
Mhm.
that person will want you around even more when they see you can bring something to the table?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
going to networking events and knowing what you can help somebody on, that is
Yeah.
real crucial.
So you can
Especially
bring about.
knowing that before you go inside the room. Yep, yep.
Absolutely.
And
So
also, I'm going into a networking event. You need to be able to know what you can use help with as well. How can
mhm,
that person help you?
yeah, good call out.
So yeah,
Good stuff, man. This is good stuff. Um, Number 7.
mentors.
Yeah.
I'm real big on mentors, man. Real big on mentors because with a mentor, it's like they see the mistakes that you're gonna make before you even hit it. And the cool thing about mentors is when you're around mentors, it's like you start where they're already at. Like don't try to do it all on your own, man. Like I
Yeah.
don't like when people try to say, "Oh, you can do it all on your own." Now, hold
Yeah.
on. Now, I feel like to a certain degree, like if you want to, in whatever industry you're in, I feel like if you want to make it out, and what I feel
Hmm.
like generational wealth is most people's end goal.
Hmm.
I don't feel like you can make it out without wanting a mentor. Now
Yeah.
maybe you don't need a mentor if you wanna. All right, I want a little job. I'm cool with a job. As long as I can make some money, take care of my family, that's cool. But if you want to create generational wealth, make sure you are straight and your family's straight. I feel like you have to seek out a mentor at some point because you'll
Yeah.
realize that you don't know it all on your own. It's a pain,
Yeah.
Nah, go around somebody that can guide you there, that's already there. I just feel
Yeah.
like that's automatic in a way. That's what I would do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So remember I asked you that question earlier. I asked you who do you take advice from? Me personally, I don't take advice from too many people. The top two people that I take advice from, or three, I would say three, is my brother when it comes to investing, my brother Robert Thomas. Two, of
Mm-hmm.
course, my wife. My wife is, she knows me. She knows my character. She knows who I am and where I'm trying to go to. So I take advice from her. But the most important person that I have really found now when it comes to mentoring and coaching is Desi Arnaz, Anez here. So Desi himself, he's in let's just say I do mortgage note investing. Okay. So a long story short,
Okay.
I had to find somebody in the industry to mentor me. That way, like you said, I don't make those mistakes when it comes to investing. Not only buying a note where the title has problems or someone's inside the property or whatever it may be. He coached me on those specific things. And one thing I didn't realize is as I read books and different things of that nature, everyone has a coach or a mentor. No matter if it's Denzel Washington, he got a coach. Like everybody, all
Exactly.
the greats have a coach, and people don't realize that all the greats have a coach. So that's mission critical.
Mm-hmm.
Find somebody
And can I
that
touch bases? Oh, go
absolutely
ahead.
go
You,
ahead.
you can go.
It's yours.
Oh, I want to. I want to touch bases to when you said you don't listen to everybody. And man, that is very critical. Like, I don't listen to the masses, I only listen to a very few because a very few really know what they're actually talking about, Like, for example, when I was working at Walmart, people, you know how people go around maybe in school, they say, "Hey, y'all heard this? You can't wear that or anything," or just something like that. Like,
Yeah,
most people will walk to somebody else, where it's in school at work, and they'll spread that around just because they heard. But me, if I was there or something like that, I don't pay that no attention. You know what I do? I go right to the manager. I go right to the manager, the store CEO. I go right to the principal, and that's who I find out from. So
absolutely. That was the source.
yeah, who you listen to is really important. Like me, I like to listen to mentors. Like the couple
Hmm.
that I said because they know business. So
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of people they take it the wrong way when they try to give you advice on something that they don't even really know too much. So
Yeah,
don't really talk too much about some stuff that you don't know too much on. Listen to the person that really knows it. So yeah.
absolutely. So two things that stood out there. We both, you and I, have aspiring goals, which is to be a part of the 1%, which is millionaires. And then if we have the capacity or still the bandwidth, we definitely will be billionaires. I'm just gonna put it out there. And this video is gonna be a time stamped and date, so you guys can hold us
Yeah.
accountable for it. But that 1%. Speaking of that 1%, two questions. One, how do you protect your mind from different individuals projecting their fears onto you? And then two, um, what relationship do you know you need to, one, I need to hold on to this relationship. I need to cultivate this. Or what relationship do you be like, you know what? I'll just keep him, as females would say, when they meet a guy, I'm just gonna friend zone him. How do you know which relationships you need to aspire and cultivate? And the first part to that is how do you protect your mind from people projecting their fears onto you?
I protect um people from projecting their fears on me by one realizing like um that That's how they think, and two, the worst thing I can do is fail. So when people tell me, like, oh, what about this? I just look at it like, okay, I'll fail, just one step closer to get where I need to go. So when people say a bunch of stuff like that, or anything else that's fear based, I'm gonna listen a little bit, but I don't let that stop me from what I want to do.
Hmm.
Because, like I said, the worst thing that can happen is failing, and I'm
Yeah.
not afraid to fail. So that one thing right there keeps a lot of that talk, out of my head. And second, whether I know to cultivate a relationship or to get rid of it, what you mean, like get rid of it or like just kind of put it to a distance?
Okay.
Which one? Which one? Like get rid of it or like put it to a distance?
It depends. Which ones do you be like, I need to step away from? I don't need to stay in this relationship. Not, excuse me, not relationship, but as a friend. Like I know if I stay with this person is not gonna help me ascend to that next level. Like you said earlier, your net worth is your net worth. So how do you know which ones you need to hold on to or which ones you need to let go of?
Okay. The ones that you keep close to you are the badasses and the potential badasses.
Tell me more.
And the ones to me, and the ones to me that put to the side are the ones that don't know where they're headed and they're not trying to figure out where they're headed. That
Hmm.
right there, you're a complete energy drainer.
Mm.
Now, I'm not saying that I won't talk to you at all, but I just can't have you around me because I can't have that energy around me. Now, if you're somebody who, okay, they might not have it fully together, but
Mm.
they're trying, then yeah, I'll keep you around me a little bit because I know you watching me, that'll help you grow just off the strength that you see faith, you see light at the end of the tunnel,
Absolutely.
you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like we always should keep somebody around us that's doing a little worse than us. That's doing a little worse than us, because I feel like it'll remind you how good things might actually be for you, even when you think
Uh-huh.
things are going worse. And two, you helping somebody. So I
Yeah.
don't like back into like the social circle and stuff. I feel like, yeah, have people around you that are way ahead of you, but also keep some people around that you can be a mentor to. So kind of like a
Absolutely.
balance in a way. So
Yeah, good
did I
call out.
answer that right?
Yeah, yeah,
Did
great
I answer
call
that
out. It
right?
it it,
Okay.
it aligns with goal number three, which is make time for your friends' faith. I mean, your friends' faith. Make time for your friends and family, and not only that, yourself.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, you got to protect yourself. You got to protect your mind. So if someone is being always draining your energy, you know what I mean. You like, man, like this person. I just got off the phone with this person. I just feel drained. But if you talk to somebody else and they give you the good energy, them positive vibrations, you're gonna feel good. You're gonna hang up
Right.
like, you know what? I need to step my game up. So, like you said, having that balance is mission critical. For having that balance is mission
Yes.
critical. So, find you a coach or a mentor, or somebody that can help you ascend to that next level. Okay, number eight.
Yes. Number eight. That's 8 or 9.
Uh, that was number seven. So number seven was mentor coaching. Number six was read about 4 to 5 books a month. Number five was catch a trend.
Okay.
Number four was invest in stock index funds. Three was make time for
Okay.
your family and friends. Two, keep a journal. That's mission critical. And number one, figure out your goal as it relates to your career. So we on number eight.
8. Oh, okay. Because I had 7 as network. I don't know if we talked about it so much that I bypassed
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that might been what it was. But for the 7, I had network. Now eight, I had mentor. But for 9, I had spoil yourself and have you time.
Ah,
I don't
okay.
want to get yeah. So for 8, you could put maybe network, and then for
Yeah, I put
9,
network.
put spoil yourself and have you time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So for the next one, I would say spoil yourself and have you time. And the reason why I say that is because even though in 3, where I said make time for yourself, friends, and everybody else,
Yeah.
I feel like that's benefiting you, but I feel that's still benefiting you, but at the same time, you giving out your energy. But what about for you though? You know,
Mm,
like what do
yep.
you like? Where as far as you like having a drink, no matter what hard work you put in, you like having a drink that you go to every Saturday or something. You don't care
Yeah.
what nobody else say. You like me, Isaiah. I like to buy Jordans every 2 weeks or something. You know,
Yeah.
like do those little things, because that's the balance between helping to me the world and your family and creating
Yep.
peace with you. So
Absolutely.
I would say that's important too.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
Yeah, self-care is really important, man. Like you said, in your
Yeah.
spare time, you're meditating. Not only that, you're reading books as you continue to inspire and cultivate yourself. That way, when you do come around
Hmm.
family and friends, you're bringing value to them by saying, "Hey, this is what I have going on." Not necessarily if they want to talk to you about what you have going on or not. You're still in a position where you
Hmm.
can provide value. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, in your health. You can't be of any value to anybody if your health is bad. No matter if there's
Exactly.
people who are ill or out of shape, different things of that nature, because I know you work out a lot as well. So good call
Yeah.
out, spoil yourself, make time for yourself, man. That's nice, man. Good
Hmm.
stuff. Number 10,
Be adaptable.
be adaptable.
I would say be adaptable. Because I was reading this philosophy book
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot, I think it was Confucius. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. He said it's not the strongest who survive. He says it's the most adaptable into which the environment that they are placed in. And I feel like that is mission critical because, as in life, anything happens, like, and when stuff happens to people, you know, and when the boulders start coming, when you're trying to get to where you want to go, things
Yeah,
are going to happen. Things are going to happen, but you have to be able to adapt. And it's
yeah.
not hard to adapt. We were made to adapt. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can adapt, and not only that, adapting plays a big role in business. Because I know even Mr. Thomas, how important it is to be able to adapt. And I was reading inside this Harvard Business Review magazine that the most successful companies talk about how much the office changes all the time, like how often like this person getting switched over there, how often that happens. So if you can adapt, and I feel like that's a reflection of being comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
So if you can understand that, then yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. So yeah, man, being adaptable and being comfortable with being uncomfortable. That would be
absolutely,
my
absolutely, and great. I like that last one because it goes back to your example when it comes to being in the e-commerce business, as in catching trends. You have to be adaptable. You have to understand what's going on and understanding
hmm
your skill set, because if you don't have the skill set right now, you have to go find a mentor or a coach, or you can actually read a book or something of that nature, because we are in the information age where you can actually close that gap faster, no matter if you're going on YouTube University or you Googling something, whatever it may be. You had an opportunity to close the gap in any industry that you're doing. I think the most important industry is, like you're saying, is that e-commerce. And any company that's in the tech industry, every 6 months, new technology, new things are happening at so many levels that impacts every business, no matter if it's a new policy, no matter if it's a new legislation that's actually being dealt on, like dealing with privacy, anything of that nature. You have to be able to adapt to the new rules that's coming out from legislation and different things of that nature. So great call out, being adaptable. Um, you touched on that networking events, and you touched on your network is your net worth as well. So I really love that point. Your network is your net worth. Before you go, I wanna ask you the difference between people who are, because I'm pretty sure when you was working at Walmart, you was making a what we call minimum wage. Um,
hmm
not trying to talk down on people or anything of that nature for the blue collar jobs, but at what point did you have the mindset and say, you know what, I don't want to work at Walmart. I don't want to go to college. Let me take the funds that my grandmother had allocated for me and invest in these three avenues. Like, what happened? Where did that
hmm
mindset? Where did that transformation happen? What event did it happen? Did you read a book? Did someone sit down with you and say this? Did you see something? I know you said that couple,
I
but
got,
I'm pretty sure
yeah,
that couple wasn't the opportunity. You just was prepared when you ran into that couple when it came to understanding what they were saying and what they brings to the table. But when did you have that transformational mindset?
I got fired.
You got fired.
I got fired. That's what happened. Yeah, I got fired, and this was because I wasn't really like I was showing up late a lot, you know, and
Yeah,
not only that, it was because like after work, I would go to this library, the Barnes and Noble library state, I think Jackson. You know what I said?
yeah. I don't want you to say that though, man, for
Jackson
your
is
safety.
downtown.
Hey. I don't want you to say
Oh yeah,
that for
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
safety, man. You know, you in Chicago.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I would always used to go there. I go to a new one now, by the way. Yeah, I would always go there, and I would stay there a lot, like every time, like after
Yeah, read
work,
books,
and
everything.
they'll
Yeah.
say, hey, you want to come in to work? They would say, hey, you want to come in and work early? We can use you. And I'll be like, no, like it'll be
Ah,
times where I'm getting off of work. And they will say, you want to stay later? And I say no. And they'll just be like, man, what else you got to do, man? Come stay and get this money. And I'll be like,
ah,
man, you don't want to even understand, bro. Like
yeah,
an extra hour or three in the library is way more valuable, man, than me spending
absolutely.
3 hours there, man.
Yeah,
Serious. It's like they just couldn't understand that, and them firing me, I was just like, wow, and
yeah.
from that moment forward, man, that's when I really, it woke me up. It really woke me up, seriously. So
Got it,
I
got it.
don't know
No,
what
it
to
makes
say.
sense. It totally makes sense. That's why I was like,
Mhm.
nah, it couldn't be that couple, man. We need to dig a little bit deeper on that. What happened? You like, I got fired.
Mhm.
That fire, I was like, you know what? I never put my livelihood in somebody else's. I, I I'll say this: you don't want to depend on people. So I get what you're saying. So you'd rather blaze your own path and take the risk betting on yourself. A lot of people,
Mhm.
I would probably say, if you got 10 people in a room, nine of those people, when it comes to just being everyday people, nine of those people will want to go the safer route. No matter if they're going to college to secure a job, they want to make sure they just secure. They don't want to live in that uncertainty piece. And you touched on it earlier. When
Right.
you're uncomfortable, you have your most growth. To me, when you
Mhm.
have that feeling, when you go to have a conversation with something, if you have that feeling in your gut, it's not so much you're scared, it's just a feeling where you know like your adrenaline is going. To me, that's confirmation that you need to do it. So that's how I look at different things of that nature.
Mhm.
So great call out, man. 10 rules for success coming from Isaiah. Isaiah, if people want to reach out to you to continue the conversation or ask questions around one, you starting your business, or two, investing in stocks and indexes and building a portfolio, or three, talk to you about hey how you acquired your first property or different things of that nature. What avenues do you want them to reach out to you for, like, and which avenue?
Reach out to me on Instagram because on Instagram is why I post like a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. Like as I'm doing my Facebook ads, I might be going to go check on my tenants,
Yep.
So on my Instagram is where I post most of that content. So if you want to follow me, my name on Instagram is ZAI underscore wealth 10x.
Hmm.
Follow me on there, DM me, say, hey, I was watching your interview with Mr. Thomas, man. I'm real friendly, man, because I love when people take the time to be curious and open up because I remember,
Yeah.
that's what I was, And not only that, being curious, period, is
Yeah.
takes you way farther. Yeah, so
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
yeah.
So if you want to connect with I say Isaiah, but if you want to connect with Zay, head over to his IG. I think he said it was Zay underscore wealth underscore 10x. Where did you get that
Nope.
10x from?
Zay the Grant Cardone. And
Yeah.
the 10X
Yeah.
a rule because I was reading this book
Uh-huh.
called 10X. And he
Yep.
said something in me, man, that just stuck with me because he said usually success or that goal you want to hit comes from 10 extra calls that you had to make.
Hmm.
He say hitting that weight goal or whatever comes from an extra 20 minutes running on the treadmill
Mm-hmm.
that you actually don't, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Finding out that golden nugget of knowledge that can take your business to the next level might be
Mm-hmm.
5 extra bucks after that,
Yep.
maybe 10, you know. So I always hit high, man. That's why I got that 10x. That's a good question, by
Absolutely.
the way, too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
I messed up on our IG, man. So I'll tell you what, we're just gonna put it straight in the description. If you want to connect with them,
Mhm.
click that link in the description. If you're looking for other interviews like this nature, this here is the UCW edition. We actually have other interviews that was done with couples and different things of that nature. You can find that in the upper right hand corner of this video after it ends. But at the same time, the overall goal for this channel is to help people build their confidence and motivation to stay connected to their dreams and goals. um, Isaiah, I'm pretty sure you brought value to someone's life, and we would definitely be in contact with you again when we actually do the financial literacy series. Because I kind of want to deep dive into those different three endeavors that you have going when it comes to starting your own business, investing in stocks, and owning, real estate property there. So when we do that financial literacy piece, I want to touch on that a little bit more. So we'll be reaching out to you to connect with you, and I'm pretty sure people will want to know as well. Appreciate your time. Stay safe, stay healthy, brother, and we'll be in contact with you.
Yes. Likewise. Take care, everybody.